Hey everybody, how are you doing? It's your old friend Rob and Leslie from the Chateau de la Grifferaie, and we have not had a lot of videos up because we are working like crazy. I think I worked 16 hours yesterday, 8 a.m. till midnight, and honestly, I had 2 meals and didn't sit down for either of them, moving the whole time. But we had such a great day, and we've had so much going on, and so we wanted to get some quick shots up. And so we're going to talk about a bunch of things in this video. Again, lots of exciting stuff. The roof. We had 40, 50 young people from Angers, from French students, come over to the Chateau. So fun. We've been working on the back area out there. That's been great too, and just a ton going on. So enjoy the video, but we're going to start with the roof. Another shipment for the roof. This is a big dumpster for them to put shingles in. See where they put it. There we go. Here comes the dump truck. Now I'm sitting here wondering if we could put our own garbage in it, because Lord knows we're overfilling with garbage. Ha! Cool, eh? There'll be a lot of slate in there. Work is commencing. The roofers are here. They are currently, I believe they're taking apart the old roof out from the middle. And so they're hauling it down. It's pretty labor intensive. And by the way, not too scared of heights, are they? I'm nervous because they're taking this big crane right close to all of our big stuff. So prayers up for their safety and also for the safety of the Chateau not getting bumped. But yeah, making progress. June 1st, we're going. So obviously we're curious about what's going on up there, and you can't always see it because today they were kind of in the valley a lot, up there in the valley. But it's fun to come down and see some of the stuff they've taken out. It looks like they've taken out a fair amount of wood. And these they haven't thrown out yet. I'm gonna look in the bin in a minute. Also, super interesting to see this and very encouraging. I wasn't sure, because they're not doing gutters, so I knew that they weren't going to be taking everything out, but I was hoping when they said they weren't doing gutters, they're not doing the outside, but there's a lot of inside flashing and tubing, and I was really hoping they were gonna put, put new stuff there, because of course, you don't want, this is where we have a lot of water leaks. You get a little hole in one of these pieces of metal where it gets bent. So very, very encouraged to see that they pulled these out. Very encouraged. And let's go climb up and see what's in the bin. We got a lot of slate in here. And some bags too, which is also good. Wood and other stuff. It's good. It's a good start. You can see, well, I guess we can see what they've been doing today. Good day. Look at that. They got all this roof cleared out. And it's kind of fun. You can see it all the way through now. Here we go. Looks like they got a bunch on this side then too. Now, of course, I'm very curious to know what they're going to do with the skylights and the hatches, because they've taken out the old ones coming down here. Old skylight's gone. But clearly we'll need a new skylight and a new hatch, or at least a way to, we'll need a new way to get out to the roof. So hopefully they got something coming. I'm not sure. We'll see. I'll ask. We're also hoping to save the beautiful old finials and the top piece, but we'll see how that works out. That top piece is looking a little bit ratted right now. So hopefully they can fix that or save it somehow, or replace parts of it. I'm not sure what the best strategy will be. But we're beginning. Woot woot. All right, day 2. There they are, way up high, eh? Look at how tall. Man, you get nervous for the wind. Big thing of wood up there. Let's see if I can zoom in for you here. Oh man. Keep them safe, Lord, keep them safe. We got some openings. Fun, fun, fun. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of week 1, I think. This is the second day they was working on it, and they got a bunch of roof pulled off, and they got the wood on ready to start putting slate on. So that's good. Looks like they've done a little tiny bit of wood repair, so I'm thankful for that. Small steps. Obviously, we don't want to put something new over something, completely crotchety. And honestly, that's the worst spot in the whole roof right there. So that's the good news. And Yeah, they arrived early this morning. Roosters arrived really early this morning, about 7 a.m. And they work till about noon, and it's the weekend, so I don't know that they're gonna come back. This could be it for the day. Looks like they threw some tarp on it in case we get a little bit of rain, so that's much appreciated. Quite the adventure. As many of you know, we have students at the Chateau right now, and that's great. And we decided to give them a midterm break, and so a lot of them, some of them went to Lisbon and to England and just to the south of France. A lot of fun places, so they had a great time. And while they were doing that, a couple of us that were left decided to do some work on the forest, and we made some really good progress. It's looking good back there. Got a little time. Got a little time. Students are all over France, all over Europe. And it's time to clean up some messes. Remember, a couple of years ago, we had a bunch of big branches come down, and honestly, we still haven't got it cleaned up. So Nathan got started this last weekend. It gave me hope to start trying too. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna burn some of the little stuff, and we're gonna stack up the big stuff. And maybe our friend, our electrician, Jeremy, he has I believe a boiler that works with wood. So maybe he'll come and take some of the wood and we'll put it to good use, and we'll burn off the scrap. And we got a couple trimming tools, so we're gonna try to get those figured out, and we'll try to mow this monstrosity back here. Here we go. Well, it's the end of the day, and midterm break's going well. It is sunset almost, and we've cleared up a whole bunch of area. Now, one of the great things, you see it's looking much cleaner back here. Much cleaner. Don't got it all, but we've got a lot of it. Now, one of the great things about having a lot of different tools is, and decent tools too, is you can kind of work with one, like, going around these trees. I found, we have a brush cutter, so that works, but it hurts after a bit because it shakes quite a bit, and it hurts when you hit stuff. And so, you do that for a bit, and then I switch over to the hedge trimmers, and I go down real low, and we cut the brush out by the trees. And then after your back gets sore a little bit, you jump on the mower, and you can drive around for a bit and mow some grass. And then once you're feeling better, you can get out and you can drag some wood over to the fire. Again, 2 years ago, big windstorm. We lost all kinds of limbs off the oak trees, and so it's ridiculous that it took us this long to get to it, but it took us this long to get to it. And so this whole area is going to be park-like again. And in the meantime, I'm just enjoying a little bit of a campfire here with the rest of the wood while it's burning. Enjoy your work. Find satisfaction in your toil. Makes life a lot better. So the other year we bought a big load of dirt for the sanglier because they had turned up the yard, and so we shoveled it in all the holes, and then I had at the end a big pile of dirt left, and so I thought, well, I guess we'll leave it here till we need it. And it's really quite interesting coming back. It's a big, huge mound of weeds. But then I noticed, look at this, there's poppies. Poppies growing, isn't that beautiful? Now all the Canadians will really appreciate this because all the Canadians learn a poem in elementary school. In fact, most of us, I think, memorize it. In Flanders Fields, the poppies grow between the crosses, row on row. And it goes on to talk about the World War and those who gave up their lives and all of that. And I got to thinking about it, and Leslie was saying, man, I wonder why the poppies are just here and not anywhere else. And I was thinking, well, it's kind of newly disturbed earth, and the poppies seeded themselves. And then I thought, I guess that makes sense with the poem too, right? If you're digging all these graves, there'd be newly disturbed earth, and the poppies would be there. So anyway, shout out to all those who know somebody or are related to someone who sacrificed themselves in a war. The wars are terrible, but very thankful for the ones that keep us free, and we don't forget that, especially what is Memorial Day weekend, I believe, in the United States. On their midterm break, so they are making sandwiches. Yay, sandwiches. And we are gonna work on the garden. Now this is nice, we have a hose, good hose here, but it's not very long, and this is a huge, huge property. So, isn't this nice? We had a friend from England, thank you very much, send us this big 250-foot expandable hose, which is way lighter. So we're gonna give it a try. It just arrived yesterday, very exciting. And this is we'll see how this works. Woot! It's alive. I kind of think it's gonna go all the way around the chateau, which is gonna be awesome for Leslie, because she hates, she's not a very big person, and so to move the huge hose was always tricky. This is gonna be fun. See it growing? Oh, there goes the air. Ho, ho, ho. No problem. We can go the entire front. It's gonna go around the back. We got way more than we need. So that's gonna be, Leslie's really gonna appreciate it. Thank you very much. I think Nathan and maybe Jesse cut this guy out. Look at this stump. It's massive, absolutely massive. Never seen it before. It was always surrounded in bushes and they cut it out. But that is one big stump. I could almost lie down across that. Nice to be able to see it. The weeds just keep growing out. The thorn brushes, so it's great to see them cut down. We can mow over them and reclaim the yard. And what's really looking good, look at the sports court. Man, it's like we can play on this. We're gonna try to give some soccer in here, I think. If we had hockey sticks, we could play hockey. Be perfect for hockey, but I don't know we're gonna find street hockey sticks here in France. Gonna have to put them in the suitcase when we come back, if we can. But not everything went great this week. We had a few difficulties. First of all, we had a couple of animals that just got into the chateau, and some at inopportune times. We just had kind of a thing. There was 2 birds in here going nuts. I have no idea how they got in the house, but I got them out. Goodness, that was some poor guys were banging themselves silly against the window. Sometimes you just don't have time for a bat. We got a bat in here, and he's not one of the smarter bats. Where'd he go now? He just flies around and around. We opened all the windows. He doesn't want to go out. I don't know what he doesn't like about the outside. But he's been doing this forever, and we're getting tired of it. We want to go to bed. He could go out if he wants to. As well, man, did I hurt my fingers. I was trimming these gumdrop trees, and was standing on a ladder, and you have to basically perch on the 6-foot ladder, kind of leaning over, and so every once in a while the ladder tips. It's kind of tricky, and that's no big deal. It's not very tall, but it's a lot more scary when you have a hedge trimmers in your hand, or a chainsaw, because of course those are dangerous implements. Now usually I'm smart enough to throw it away, but this week I was on the ladder at the very top trying to get the very middle, and it started to tip, and I thought, oh, so I threw the hedge trimmer away and I fell, but it was no big deal. And I got to the ground, I thought, well, that could have been bad. Obviously you can think of a hedge trimmer. And then I looked at my hand and saw a lot of blood, and I won't gross you out, but basically I caught the finger a little bit, and I didn't lose the finger or anything like that, but it did pretty significant cut. And so I should have been wearing gloves, and again, I need to probably get a bigger ladder. We have 5 or 6 ladders at the chateau, but it's such a big area that you tend to use one that's closest, and probably I need to go and throw out like 2 or 3 of the really old ladders. That's probably what I need to do. But anyways, so one hedge trimmer cut, and actually one cut on the chainsaw too, but that's not nearly as bad as the movies make it out to be. So healing up, but we got lots done. You'll also notice in this picture that one of the students came up to me and said, "Hey Rob, part of the wall fell down," which, you know, that's just sort of how it goes when you have a chateau. It's old stone, and, you know, somebody leaned against it and part of it broke off. So, you know, it's not all up. Sometimes you have downs too.
Clap, everybody, clap to start. You're here too, Rob.
Ladies and gentlemen, a new tradition, the GA breakfast. The GA breakfast. Yum. Students happy about it. 10 out of 10 rating. Okay, I'm taking a video, you guys. See what people got.
June 4th, Sunday, testing.
Hey. Oh, aren't they a nice group? Look at them all there having their breakfast together with us doing no work for it. Yay. Also, man, we had a delivery from our favorite bakery, Maison Bernard. This is a lovely gift from friends, and the students enjoyed it so much. Oof. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, c'est bon. C'est bon.
See, now that is
Les étudiants. Yeah, there we go. Thank you. Without question, there were some exciting things, not least of which the roof. But for me, the biggest excitement was we had about 40 or 50 young people, young adults, 18 to 25, 16 to 25 maybe, from our church in Angers. Now, we go to a church. I'm going to talk a little bit about Christianity Church here, so there's your trigger warning. We go to a Protestant church, which is very common in America, and it's common in Africa and South America, not very common in France. In fact, I was at church the other day, and they were talking about the percentage of Protestant evangelicals in France, and I think it's less than 1% in much of Europe. So not a ton of, you know, that type of Christian here in this area. We're very much in the minority. In fact, then he showed another slide. Take a look at this. And it turns out that the area we're in is one of the least churched places in France. So it's really interesting that we ended up here, that God put us here. So, you know, really exciting for us to be able to help with the youth group a little bit. Now, of course, we have North American kids coming over all the time, but we don't want to just be serving North American kids. We would like to contribute to some of the local French kids. So we invited them over. We had a pile of pizza. We played a bunch of games. We played soccer. We played volleyball, water balloon volleyball. We had our own little tour de Griff. We had the Grifferaie games, kind of our own little Olympic games, little bike path race, which was super fun. All right, we got some soccer. Guys are playing football. Oh, score. Hey. C'est bon. Here he comes. Oui. Oh. Whoa. Oh. Okay, here we go. And then we had a campfire, and they actually wanted to start singing and doing some worship. And so we said, I thought, well, we'll do a couple songs. And then I was going to talk for 5 minutes. But it ended up being, I don't know, an hour and a half of singing, and they just kept wanting to sing. And so pretty soon, you know, we ran out of official songs and they just kind of kept singing whatever, and we were singing in 2 languages. It was just super fun.
Jesus, 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 Jesus. Oh, he's the King, he's the King, our King, he's the Lord, our God. Jesus, Jesus.
Another great evening at the Chateau de Grifferaie. Students had such a great time making friends, and our church is great. Of course, in Protestant churches in France, you've got a lot of folks from Africa, which is also awesome. You know, we're learning about France, we're learning about African French folks, and they're just really great. It was just a lot of fun. So it was just one of my favorite days in France. Probably a long day. I got to bed after midnight. And honestly, slept for about 4 or 5 hours last night, and then the Le Mans, a big, huge 24-hour car race is on today, and some guys really wanted to see that. We thought, you know, honestly, that makes sense to go see it. So it was extremely tiring, but I got up this morning and we drove to watch the cars, and my goodness, they are cool. It was just a training day, so super cheap, 26 euro, I think, to go watch. But tons and tons of fun. So many great things here in France. So we're a little sick. We're definitely tired. We appreciate your prayers. Stay with us, though. We're going to have lots more good roof shots in the next week or so as they really get going on it. It's very exciting, very exciting. Thanks for sticking with us. Sorry for the lack of videos lately. We've just been extremely busy. Prayers appreciated. Hope you're having a great week.